we are also competing for the longest presentation title. So, using computer vision and adaptive personalization to transform musculoskeletal digital therapeutics approaches. But basically what I'm going to talk about and then demonstrate just a little bit, because a lot of people don't know that this is actually doable nowadays, is how computer vision and adaptive personalization can help so much in providing rehab, physiotherapy, and pretty much any other type of treatment that requires exercising, movement, and we know that so many things do, and how we can do that at your home, on any device, phone, tablet, laptop, and really creating a digital therapist, a digital trainer that helps everybody with these types of issues. So just to kind of get into context, how many people here have ever gone through physiotherapy or rehab? Just raise your hand. Yeah, so the wide majority. And how many had to do some sort of exercising, motion, movement, stretching? Yeah, I know I did. That's part of why we started Kemtai. And the main problem is that this market, and I'll focus now on MSK and physiotherapy, but this is super relevant for rehab, for people with diabetes, for nutrition issues and other health issues. And like many of them, MSK hasn't really advanced or progressed like the rest of the world had. While the world has gone digital, and even though MSK, for those of you who don't know, is the biggest health spend in the US, more than diabetes, more than cancer, $300 billion every year, it's still an in-person, brick-and-mortar type of treatment. You go to the therapist, they assess you manually, and then they probably provide some exercise that you should do at home, hopefully the right way. The other main treatments for MSK issues, even though MSK is the #1 cause of disability in 160 countries across the world, the main other things to do other than proper exercising, guided exercising based on a specific protocol, are surgeries. Nobody wants a back surgery, they don't have to do it, and painkillers. And we know that that's not a solution. So even taxis are digital today, but MSK and physio is not really. And we have some companies, a good friend Sean spoke 2 sessions ago from Recovery One, that are starting to push the envelope here and getting to more digital MSK. And today we'll see how computer vision can help provide a more effective and a more affordable and a much more scalable solution for this very big problem. So while there was quite a bit of progress in physiotherapy and more technology entered since the 30s and the 40s, when physiotherapy became a main type of treatment, you see a lot of technology get in here, all the way through video games, VR, wearables, telehealth nowadays, but it's all some version of in-person. You need the therapist to be there with you, even if it's virtual. There is someone on the other side, and we all understand that there is a lack of enough practitioners to do this. And the problem is that if you think of a classic physiotherapy or rehab process or flow, it is led by the practitioner. So you go to the clinic, you'll get an assessment, or maybe you're post-surgery, and they'll tell you what you need to be doing, and you'll get a PDF or some videos, passive videos, same videos that you would have gotten 30 years ago. So it's not on a VHS or it's not on a DVD, it's on the web, it's on your phone, but these videos don't guide you. You have no idea whether you're doing it the right way or the wrong way. You could actually be damaging yourself while you think you're treating yourself. And by the way, the physiotherapist has no idea what you've been doing, if you've been doing it. And very low adherence rates are part of the problem that we have in this market. Another typical flow is a DIY. So I have some back pain, maybe I went to a therapist in the past or a doctor, maybe I didn't. I try to look up some things in Google, Dr. Google, and I'll find some videos that I should try to follow. And again, it's not guided. I kind of hope I'm doing it the right way. I don't know if I'm making any progress because it's the same video that I'm watching this week and next week. Maybe it feels better, but I'm doing it the wrong way. maybe it feels wrong, but it's supposed to feel that way if I'm doing it properly. So zero guidance, zero help. We have seen some companies try to at least be smarter and more personalized on the assessment level. But again, they don't use any actual performance assessments. They'll ask you questions. They'll understand your symptoms. They'll try to combine profile and symptom to realize what your condition is and therefore what your treatment should be. And that's good progress in terms of personalization, but that's not enough. So what we're actually seeing in the current scenario is that you need an in-person assessment, so you need to go to the clinic, if there is a clinic nearby, and you need to find time for it. And the assessment may not be consistent. Maybe it's a very good physical therapist, maybe it's a not so good physical therapist, and the data is not documented. And then you get home exercises prescribed to do, which again, you have no guidance to, no engagement, no idea if you're doing it right or wrong, and there's no surprise that adherence is actually much lower than 10%. So the main thing that you can do to help yourself isn't really working. And personalization and adoption of the plan that you've received is based on the next meeting. So you have to get the initial plan, then go back to the clinic, try to tell them how you felt, what your experience was, maybe do another assessment, and only then adjust what your treatment needs to be now. So what we're going to talk about here and even demonstrate is how do we, one, provide a home exercise protocol on any device that analyzes your motion, that guides you, that provides real-time feedback, as good as if you had a therapist right there at home with you, like pro athletes do, maybe people with a lot of money do, right? And have that 24/7. How do we share that data or provide the relevant data so that your plan can also be personalized to you? If you're doing something and succeeding in it, maybe you can take the next level of an exercise. If you're having issues with it, maybe we need to provide you or prescribe you with an easier exercise so that you don't hurt yourself. Now, while these markets haven't been progressing that much, we've seen a lot of progress in computer vision from various aspects in life, in various markets, whether it's search, augmented reality, autonomous driving, facial recognition. So much of our world is using computer vision today. And now it's time that health and wellness leverage computer vision, both for the guidance that it can provide and the data that it can provide us to provide a more personalized and adaptive journey for our patients. And mature computer vision, and many people know computer vision from 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, where it was quite challenging to use, or some people may be aware of solutions that require wearables and sensors that are expensive, that are not so accurate, that rely on how well you put them on the body. Well, computer vision is becoming more and more mature, especially if it's smart companies like us doing it. Home diagnostics and home treatment will and is becoming more widely available as computer vision overcomes the issues of being able to run on a consumer device. And people spoke about this in previous sessions. How do we try to democratize this? Whether you have an old phone or a new phone, whether you just have a computer or a laptop or a tablet, you don't need any sensors. You don't need any 3D camera. You don't need the latest iPhone model. You can still use computer vision with an optimized model to address your motion and correct you. Arbitrary home backgrounds, being able to run in various scenarios at home, and something that the user can operate on their own. So today, with advanced computer vision, basically turning any device into a digital therapist, as I mentioned, using specific motion detection models, we can provide this. Using a pure software platform that can run on any device, that doesn't rely on any hardware or on any sensors, that can support most, if not all, of the relevant exercises that you need to do, as well as the assessment to tell you how well you're doing and how much you've been progressing, and providing it with APIs or white label options so that anybody can implement this into their own platform. Any telehealth, any remote rehab, any solution that wants to help their patients recover faster can use something like this. Now it says play video here, but instead of playing the video, let's see what this actually looks like. So what I'm going to do is start by first of all showing you what computer vision looks like and feels like. So this is me, hello. As you can see, this is a regular computer. This can run just the same with any other device. There are 44 different points identified on my body, various angles. We're only showing a few of them here because this is a demo. You can see how smooth the motion is, or the detection of my motion. My motion is obviously smooth. And all the different 44 points that we analyze, and this is very important because if you want to support a lot of exercises, you want to be able to identify many points on the body. This is not a 3D camera. This is not a special setup of any type, of any sort. And this type of technology, this is the engine that runs behind what I'm going to show now. So imagine that I either went to the therapist and I got my diagnosis and I got prescribed a few exercises that I should do at home once or twice a day in order to improve the way that I feel, in order to improve my condition. And we'll see how Kemtai's computer vision shows me what I should be doing, analyzes what I'm actually doing, and provides both feedback and guidance in real time and a score that will later on help me analyze or track my progress. And this information can obviously also be sent to the provider or the healthcare system or whomever is taking care of me so that I know and they know how well I've been doing. So, live demo, everybody. Don't be anxious, that's just my part.
Place your device so that you appear on the screen from head to toe. That's the spot. Now let's start. Side back stretch.
Normally my motion is perfect, but I'll make some mistakes just for
3, 2, 1, go. Bend more to the left. Extend your right arm. Try to bend your back more. Switch sides. Lift your left arm higher. Try to bend your back more.
Now I'll show you one more exercise just so you see what's
Half
supporting
sumo
one.
squat.
Classic physio exercise.
3, 2, 1, go. Spread your feet more. Keep your back straight. Bend your knees less. Bend your knees more.
Okay, so this is,
Standing chest fly.
I won't continue this, I'm going to start getting tired. But this is the idea behind what computer vision can provide. Imagine the levels of engagement when you can do something like this at home. When you know that these are exactly the exercises that you're supposed to be doing. When you now have the confidence that you're doing them the right way, or at least trying to do them the right way. And when you know that your doctor or your therapist is getting the summary of the information and then can prescribe, optimize, personalize the next step in your journey exactly for that. And that's exactly what we're trying to do in the next steps. So remember, the very long header or title of the presentation also spoke about adaptive personalization. And adaptive personalization means that we're using computer vision to provide a digital assessment. You can come to our booth later, we can show you examples of range of motion assessments. for various limbs and angles in the body. Live motion tracking, real-time feedback, corrective guidance, as you've seen. And then comes the next level of adaptive exercise. So creating a dynamic loop where Kemtai can actually identify how well I'm doing. If I'm doing this exercise very well, the next exercise can be a tougher one, a more advanced one, right? You can start me at a level that's very easy because I'm 1 week post-surgery doing my rehab. And as I'm doing better and better, my actual real-life performance, not just how I feel or what I subjectively think, but how well I'm actually doing. And then the next exercise can be changed in real time. So it's not only changing my plan for next week, it's changing my plan for the next minute. And starting to be able to leverage this data to understand what works well for who and when. And this can really revolutionize the way that we provide therapy and rehab treatment, and enabling people to do more and more at their home, and creating a hybrid platform that incorporates the actual practitioner, but then extends their reach to my house. Few things to think about when you look into computer vision. As mentioned, you want to have as many data points on the body as possible, because then you can support more and more exercises. We are strong believers in software. Just like your GPS. Remember when we had those boxes in the car? Not to mention that before that, there were very big boxes for navigation, only for army units and things like that. And then we got those boxes. At the end of the day, everything has to go software, and everything has to run on your own device. Sensors, wearables, all those big devices and mirrors and what have you might look nice, doesn't make sense, especially not economical sense. So you want to be able to be accurate, you want it to run on software, you want to provide what we call cloning, which means you can upload different exercises done in different styles or different levels of difficulty, and the system learns them automatically. There's no coding that says a squat should be done this way. The system runs like the human brain sees, right? So it compares what you should be doing, the video, what you should be doing, to what you're actually doing, and providing you the feedback accordingly. If you're going to integrate it to your solution, better have a good API framework and support various types of background, which used to be a big problem for computer vision. So to summarize, 5 minutes in advance, wow. Digitally powered physical therapy and rehab can really accelerate recovery, can really provide better patient outcomes using guided exercises, immediate corrective feedback, and adaptive personalization routine. We've seen a quick example of that. And of course, enable physical therapists to access all of the data, all the software platform, all the healthcare providers to access all of the relevant data about adherence and actually performance, and really, really improving the outcomes that we provide to our patients. That's it. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it.
I'm sure there's a lot of questions.